Welcome back to Salt Lake City. Energy Solutions Arena already rocking as Denver and Utah get ready for Game 3 with the series tied at 1 apiece after the Jazz victory in Game 2 in Denver. Taking a look at the starting lineup for tonight's game, the Denver Nuggets won the Northwest Division with Phillips, Aflalo, Anthony, Martin, and Nene as their starting five for most of the year. And meanwhile, for the Utah Jazz, they also won 53 games but lost the season series with Denver. C.J. Miles has had a great series, averaging 17 points per game, along with Matthews, Darren Williams, Boozer, and Kirilo Fasinko making his second ever NBA playoff start. It's the first ever road playoff game as a head coach for Adrian Dantley, and he gets to do it in the city, which arguably put him in the Hall of Fame. Holly Rowe has that story.
Well, it's pretty unusual for a coach to bring his team into a building where his own number has been retired and is hanging in the rafters. Number 4 is up there after the Jazz retired Adrian Dantley's number. He was a player for the Jazz from 79 to 86, and he said when he used to come back to this town as an assistant, he would get butterflies. He's very emotionally connected in this town, but he says tonight it's all about business. Keep in mind, though, when they retired his jersey, he did say, when Sloan retires, all I ask is for an interview tonight. Would be a pretty good audition.
Although Jerry Sloan doesn't appear to be going anywhere in his 22nd year, he's the longest tenured coach in pro sports currently. We should also mention the reason that Dantley is the acting head coach is because George Karl is still out recovering from throat and neck cancer treatments. Karl appeared at a Nuggets practice for about 15 minutes earlier this week, and reports indicate that if the Nuggets advance, there's a possibility he could return to the bench. We'll start with basketball. Already a physical start as the referee Scott Foster gets knocked to the ground on the tip-off.
That could be an indication of things to come tonight. I have a feeling that the question for Denver is going to be, make sure you can withstand whatever early surge you get from the Jazz in this building with all this energy.
Nene, no, but he'll go to the line. Speaking of physicality, there were 67 fouls in Game 2, 91 free throws, and already 22 seconds in, we're going to have our first foul shots as Nene was hacked by Fasinko.
Yeah, the Nuggets actually had all 5 starters at least with 5 fouls in Game 2. That was a big concern for Adrian Dantley, and you see early they go right inside to Nene. They're going to try to set the tone in low post and try to get some points in the paint, maybe put the front line of the Utah Jazz in that situation.
Nene has been terrific in the series so far. You see shooting 70% from the field. He shot just under 60% in the regular season, good for 3rd in the NBA. So 1-0 Denver, and the opening possession for Utah. Darren Williams, when he thought he was the best point guard during the regular season. I don't think many opinions have been changed based on his play in the playoffs so far.
He's been spectacular. He does whatever his team needs him to. He can turn into a 2-guard if need be for stretches or run the show. And right now,
Denver off to a good start. 2 quality possessions. They get looks at the rim right away.
Chauncey Billups told us today he's going to be more aggressive and more vocal here in Game 3, knowing that not only for Adrian Dantley, his first road playoff game as a head coach, but also for several of the Nugget players like Aflalo and rookie Ty Lawson, the backup point guard. Here's Miles. Hit the floater over Martin. Long rebound to Billups. And Billups goes hard into the defense of Darren Williams. Offensive foul.
Yeah, there's no question on that. Adrian Dantley's got something to say, but even Chauncey Billups just turned around and went back down court. Darren Williams did a fantastic job of anticipating. He just got that right foot planted, and he got square to Billups to draw the charge.
Well, Williams thought he drew a foul on the other end. No foul call, but there is on Matthews. As Aflalo races back down court, so 2 Utah fouls already. Williams has been to the line 31 times so far in the playoffs, so he's been getting those calls, but not that time. Meanwhile, Denver struggling from the free throw line to start the game, just 1 out of 3.
Well, it's a good sign for Denver that they're attacking the paint. Sometimes this team can settle for jump shots because they've got so many different guys that can knock them down. They have gone right at the rim with virtually every possession, even the one where Billups picked up the offensive foul. His intent was to get to the rim.
Here's Williams and an Aflalo foul. So that's the first official team foul, but the second player to pick up a foul as Billups was called for an offensive foul. The officials calling it consistently, game 2 to game 3.
They're trying to set the tone early, and there's no way you can play Darren Williams with that kind of pressure, 28, 29 feet from the basket. He's just too quick, and he's too strong once he gets even with you.
Boozer had trouble with that pass. Here is Williams with his shot clock at 6. Boozer taking it to the basket, and a swat by Anthony. Anthony's first shot of the game. In and out. Aflalo there with a rebound, though. And Billups nails a 3. He's got 5 early for Denver.
Great start for Denver. Right now, Utah hasn't really had a quality shot yet. 2 minutes into the game, and Darren Williams got to settle things down right here and make sure they have a good quality possession right here to get something on the board.
Vicenko played 20 minutes in game 2, had 4 points, picked up 5 fouls. Matthews, he struggled in this series shooting the ball, but hits a 3 there.
Well, he admitted that he was very nervous those first couple of games in Denver, and at home he was going to be more comfortable, and came out and shot that one with a nice, slow stroke. A lot of times when you're a young player, you tend to speed things up. I think that was a nice opportunity for him to slow it down and get something going.
Billups with 5 of the 7 Denver points, short with that one, cleared by Boozer. Williams driving on Aflalo, gets the call and the basket. There's 2 on Aflalo.
And that's the upper body strength that we always talk about with Darren Williams. If he's coming at you and you're backpedaling, you don't have a chance, because he's built like a cornerback or strong safety in the NFL with that upper body. If you're backpedaling and he gets that shoulder even with you, he's going to create the contact and still have enough strength and control to get a good quality shot up on the glass.
We talked about Ty Lawson playing in his first road playoff game. He'll get a chance early with Aflalo in foul trouble, so Lawson and Billups will be on the floor together here. 3 minutes into the game. Lawson, a rookie from North Carolina. We already see Billups being very vocal. He told us he was going to step up in that area, although he's always talking to his teammates. Well, Utah scored the last 6 after Denver started the game on a 7-0 run.
Well, Chauncey is always going to be the calm amidst the storm. He's the guy that has to make sure that they settle down. They can get kind of haphazard at times offensively. Instead, he's going to look for his shot a little bit more tonight and go at Darren Williams to make him work. And early on, that's exactly what he's doing.
He's attempted 4 of the 5 Denver field goals. Matthews in the lane. Martin got a piece of it. Here's Lawson. He makes a great move on Williams, but can't finish over Vicenko. Matthews 1-on-3 will wait for some help. Matthews, a rookie out of Marquette, became a starter pretty much for the rest of the year when Ronnie Brewer was traded. And this Utah team made up of 10 guys who were either drafted in the second round or undrafted. Matthews was not picked.
I don't think there's a coach in this league that gets more out of his role players than Jerry Sloan, and that's year in and year out. Doesn't matter who it is, they come in, they fit into the system, and they have an impact.
Boozer, a former second-round pick from Cleveland, that he's become a star in the NBA. Going to be a free agent in the offseason. A lot of speculation about whether he'll stay in Utah and play with Darren Williams for many years to come or head elsewhere. Here's Melo, and he hits his first shot of the game.
When it comes to defending Carmelo Anthony, that's what it comes down to right there. How do you defend the short ISO? That's his favorite spot on the floor. You've got to figure out what your double team scheme is going to be. Early, they're going to play him single coverage to see if he can get it going. And that typical turnaround jumper by Melo, that's his game.
Matthews unable to hit the reverse. Nene with the face-up jumper. Another rebound for Boozer. The second board, but he's still looking for his first points. Boozer, great pass to Vicenko. Can't finish. But a foul on Kenyon Martin. That's the 13th foul on Denver.
This is what Denver's had problems with so far in this series, is defending the middle of the floor pick and roll with Williams and Boozer. Where do you rotate from? They trapped Williams that time. The ball came back to Carlos Boozer. Big guy comes running at him. That leaves Vicenko along the baseline all alone. It's a shame he couldn't convert that. Now he's got to go try to make 2 free throws rather than get that 3-point play opportunity. You take a look here.